Alright, and good morning, Internet. Today, we are going to look at Half-Life for the Dreamcast. Now, I have the wiki on it pulled up here just to give you a little background on it. If you have not heard of Half-Life for the Dreamcast, that's fine because it was never actually released for it. This is an unfinished version that was leaked onto the Internet many years ago. But Half-Life for Dreamcast is a console port of Half-Life for the Sega Dreamcast. It was developed by Gearbox Software, that's right, Gearbox, and Captivation Digital Laboratories with the assistance of Sierra Online and Valve. It says here that it was canceled only a few weeks away from its projected release date, which that's what I've heard, so I assume it's true. Half-Life Dreamcast was first announced by Sierra on February 14th of 2000 in Cannes, France, and looks like Captivation would be handling the Dreamcast technology while Gearbox would create all of the new content. The port was going to feature a new exclusive mission pack called Blue Shift, previously known as Guard Duty, along with better visuals and effects. A second disc would have provided the online multiplayer experience, and it was going to include Opposing Force, Team Fortress Classic, and the standard Half-Life Deathmatch. Obviously, none of that really happened. Throughout the development, the port's release was delayed several times. Early stated to be summer of 2000, then it was postponed to September and then November, and at that point a lot of publications did receive some copies. Most criticized it for low and inconsistent frame rate, long load times between levels, and no online play. So, hey, this ought to be fun. The game was subsequently, that's a word, delayed once again well into the next year. Only weeks prior to its expected June 2001 shipping date, Sierra finally announced that it was canceled due to changing market conditions. A strategy guide had already been printed and was ready to be shipped, so that kind of sucks for them. That was Prima, who looks like that did that. So, without further ado, let's jump in and see what this bastard's all about. Let's go to options first. Let's see if there's anything in here that we need to change. Controls. Yeah, controls are going to be a pain in the ass from what I understand. You know what? I'm going to hit B to go back. There we go. Let's just jump into it. New game. There's a Blue Shift right there. Look at that. So maybe that did happen. Hazard core. I don't need to learn. Let's just play it. You know what? I'm going to do easy. And the loading begins. I'm going to do easy just because I understand the controls suck and no analog stick, so I'm assuming the face buttons are going to be my camera. I'm going to need all the help I can get. But we're only looking to really just play the first, 15-20 minutes just to see what this thing is all about. So far, that doesn't seem to be a bad loading time. Standard Dreamcast affair.
And welcome to the Black Mesa Transit System.
Well, thank you.
This automated train is provided for the security and convenience of the Black Mesa Research
Oh, I can move around.
personnel.
So analog stick is forward, back, strafe left, strafe right.
47.
And yeah, the face buttons are my camera.
Temperature is 93.
Let's see. My D-pad does down so far.
105.
Left trigger is jump.
Maintained at a pleasant 68 degrees
Alright.
at all times.
It doesn't look too bad. Oh, okay. So there's some more loading. Oh, Dreamcast is over there working. I can hear it. I don't know if the microphone's picking it up or not, but it is going crazy.
Inbound from level 3 dormitories.
Yeah, this looks pretty good.
Sector C test labs and control facilities. If your intended destination is a high security area beyond Sector C, you will...
So apparently the Blue Shift mission pack was later released for the PC as a standalone expansion. I want to say I knew that, but
If you have not yet
I didn't really know that. So let's see, some of the new models were reused in the Half-Life High Def pack, many slightly modified and presented in higher quality than was seen in the port. I can believe that. In 2003, a late-stage build of... here we are. In 2003, a late-stage build of the Dreamcast version of Half-Life was numbered to 1672, and it was leaked to the public. That must be the one we're playing. The build is dated May 23rd, 2001, only about a month prior to the game's cancellation. Okay. In January In January of 2012, a fan-made port of the unused Dreamcast content was released as a modification for the PC version of Half-Life. So, that kind of rings a bell. I'm not sure if what I'm playing right now is the original Dreamcast port as it was, or if this was the PC, like if this is a remade version of the PC version that was made from the Dreamcast version, if that makes sense. I've heard both, so I don't know which one's true. This is either the original Dreamcast port, or this is the PC version that was created from the Dreamcast version, redone to work on the Dreamcast. So it's kind of like Baby Comes Home again. I don't know. Either way, we're in. And we're looking around. Hey, this looks pretty good. I don't know if I keep saying that, but this day and age, you kind of forget what the Dreamcast was capable of. And this looks pretty good for Dreamcast. Sorry, just running around trying to get used to these controls here. Luckily, I play a lot of PSP games, which use the face buttons as a second analog stick as well, so it's not too foreign for me to do this. But even on those, as many as I've played, especially like the Third Birthday comes to mind, a pretty heavily action-packed game. Even with doing all that, it's still not second nature to me. Like, it's hard for me to make the transition. And we're loading again. So while we wait, some of my other gameplay videos, you'll notice that towards the middle and end of the video, the audio starts to be a little desynced from the video. Not from the game. The game's fine. It's just my talking seems to be either like half a second, hey, Gordon Freeman, half a second behind or half a second ahead of what I'm talking about on the screen. So I'm actually using my tablet to record the audio separately, where I used to record the audio and the gameplay on the same computer. I'm splitting those tasks up to see if maybe that has something to do with it. I wouldn't think so, since I have a quad-core processor in my main computer, and you would think that it would be able to split tasks and all that just fine, but I'm not a computer scientist, so I have no idea. But we'll see. We'll see if this works out. Oh, this looks like an area that I'm about to get off. I should mention that I've never actually played the first Half-Life. Well, that's not necessarily true. I've played a little bit of the first Half-Life, but I don't remember any of this. I remember there being a long tram ride, but I don't actually remember any of this specifically. Half-Life 2, though, is, hell, I'm good with that. And we are 8 minutes in already, and we are still just on a tram, and we're loading again. I'm starting to see what these reviewers are talking about with the long and frequent load times. Although, to be fair, all they said was long load time between levels. They didn't say any of this shit about long load times on a tram, and how frequent they would be. Then I guess Half-Life doesn't really have levels, do they? This is one long journey.
Are a requirement of continued employment in the Black Mesa Research Facility. Missing a scheduled
Going down. Ah, there's something.
or radiation check is grounds for immediate termination. If you feel you have been exposed to radioactive or other hazardous material in the course of your duties.
It's kind of fitting, though, this long tram ride. I was playing around the other day with Berserk and, what else? Grandia? I think it's called Grandia 2. What else? There's some other game I was playing around with, and they were all Dreamcast games, and they all had these insanely long introductions. I forget about that. But then it kind of takes you back to the like the Final Fantasy days as well, with Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy IX, where they all have these really long, well-done, beautifully CG'd introductions to the game. And back in the day, that's how it was. Now, a lot of newer games still have longer introductions, but sometimes they just thrust you into it, and the introduction to the game is like a tutorial, and that's your intro. Whereas back now, or back then, during the era of this game that I'm playing, it was very common to have just a really long introduction. Whether it's CG or what have you, that was the nature of the beast. And we looked forward to that. It was awesome. I love putting in a new game to have this really long introduction, like a little movie before the game. It was great. As I got older and have more responsibilities, I'm liking that less and less. I just want to get into the game, but I still can appreciate it. And I still think it's great. Jump, crouch, look at a butt.
Sorry,
and
sir, I've got to stay. Sorry, can we do this later?
3 other buttons that I don't know what they do yet. These controls aren't too bad. Get used to them. And loading again. I imagine this is probably some sort of memory issue with the Dreamcast. Probably can't handle all of the stuff that's going on, so they need to break it up into tiny little chunks. Loading fairly quickly, though. Gordon goes to work. Hell yeah, I do.
Unification, boys.
Hey, Mr. Freeman. I had a bunch of messages for you, but we had a system crash about 20 minutes ago, and I'm still trying to find my files. Just one of those days, I guess.
Hey,
they
blue
were having
screen.
some problems down in the test chamber, too, but I think that's all straightened out.
Lots of
They
blue
told me to Make
screens.
sure you headed down there as soon
That
as you got into
is-
your hazard, too.
Yeah, maybe that's the BSOD. You'll know. You'll know. But where am I supposed to go?
My
Hey,
God,
stop
what are you
that.
doing?
Come on, Gordon. You trying to get me into trouble?
I don't know what I did.
Weren't you supposed to be in the test chamber half an hour ago?
Are you kidding me? I can't move now.
Most of the simulation results are perfectly acceptable, you know.
I cannot move now. I don't know what just happened there, but now I cannot move. So... I don't want to quit and do that again. So... Alright. I'm going to load this game, if it's on here. There is. So this is not my save. This is a save that a friend of mine did. I'll let him play around with this. I don't know where he's at, but since I can't move in my current game now for whatever reason, I'm just going to load this, and whatever it is, we're jumping into it. There we go. Loading again. Isn't this fun? I really wish I could have taken you guys through the intro to the game a little bit longer, because I know that, you know, setting up the story and all that was huge for this game. It would have been nice to see the Dreamcast do that, but we're carrying on in the face of defeat, or near defeat, as it were. Oh, I got a gun. I can jump still. Got lighting going on. Let's see. Oh, that's my flashlight. See, that's still crushed. So the controls, they didn't mess with the controls, it's fine. Alright. So that's how you die in this game. Yeah, let's load that last save game again. Was not expecting that. I thought that was just a little lightning bolt to be, just have a little jump scare or something. But no, apparently that was telling me that if I went through that way, I was going to die. So... you know what? Now we know. Now we know.
Good morning, and welcome to the Black Mesa Transit System. This automated train is provided for the security
Wait a
and
minute. Are you sure
convenience.
you want to quit? No. I want to load my game. I said that. I said load last save game, didn't I? Stupid buggy game. I say that. I'm sure I did something wrong. And we load again. But at least this time we know what we're doing. We're not charging forward, and we're not getting electrocuted. We're going to go through that little vent that was right in front of it that obviously said, hey, you will die if you keep going. Please come through me for safety. I ignored it. I ran right on through. But that's what we do. That's how we learn. That's how we learn. The sound has kicked back in. Alright. Oh, look at my little guy in the top right corner. When I move, he moves. Look at him. I crouch, he crouches. Look at him. Look at him go. That's awesome. Whee! Oh, he's having fun. Alright, so we'll go this way. Huh? Okay, so you just shoot it. Thought there might be a melee. I don't know. No hole there. Oh. Not going out that way. I've never played this game, but I do know what a head crab is. Keep going. What? Wow. How precise do you have to be? Alright. That looks dead to me. Body parts. A friend!
Gordon, I know it was you. I'd have let you in. Everyone's heading for the service. But I think they're crazy not to stay put. Someone is bound to come by and rescue us.
Yeah, me. I'm the guy that's gonna rescue us. I don't know what that just did. But I did see that my flashlight was low on battery, so I'm turning it down.
Glad to oblige a fellow scientist.
I mean, oblige. What are you doing for me? You ain't doing that. You don't know. Alright. Ah, I know what I did.
I'm going to stay here and wait for my call.
I think. What'd I do? What am I doing? It's broken. Alright. I'm with you. I got this. What do you mean it's locked? Then what was the point? Whatever. Come here. What are we doing? Can I turn it back on? Nope. Once it's off, it's off.
It appears the containment system has completely failed.
Nope, I don't have to ride one of these guys up. Yeah, say enjoy. Okay. Not quite sure what to do. So I went in there, I turned off the electricity. Oh, okay. I forgot about the old crouch jump. My bad. Let's see. Where am I going? Yeah, I hear you. You're banging stuff around. I want to shoot you. Alright, I'm going in there. Ah, table of elements. That's handy. What's going on? Am I being electrocuted? I'm being electrocuted. Holy shit. No, go! Alright. Okay. Don't go that way. I don't know how to switch weapons. So I'm just going to shoot my boxes instead of using my crowbar. And we're loading. But you know what? We're loading. That means I'm going the right way. I feel like I'm missing a button on here. But I'm not. I have no idea how to swap weapons. Maybe I don't have another weapon though. I have no idea what's going on in this save. Let's try something. No. Can I... No modifiers or anything that I can see? Nope. Alright. I got a lot of bullets though. Aw, shit. Oh, it's got an auto-aim feature. You know what? That makes sense for this. Oh, I got that shotgun. Wait a minute. Like, what's that up in the corner? Okay. That one button either turns on my flashlight or changes something. No, I don't need you shooting at me too. Didn't mean to do that. Hit the wrong button. That's alright though. So weird. Oh well, shotgun it is. Wait a minute. No, I don't want the crowbar. Well, you know, I do want the crowbar actually. I was going after that earlier. Okay, surely it's not going to let me come in here just to accidentally kill a guy. Oh, there we go. So, between turning in the flashlight on and off, I can choose another weapon. That's weird. And I can't go this way, because that guy's dead. Not by me, but maybe by me. Alright, let's see what's around here. We're loading again. This is really neat, though. I think I would like to start this game over at some point and actually play all the way through it. I've never played through the original Half-Life, and this is actually the only way that I have it. While I have Half-Life 2 on Steam, I don't actually have the original Half-Life on Steam, so this is actually kind of neat. Figure if I already have it, it's a cool version, and from what I understand, completely playable. Like apparently you can finish this game. Which I know sounds weird, hey, you can finish a game, but, you know, it's, given the type of game and the history of it, it's cool that it's a leaked version, a leaked, canceled game that you can still play through. Wonder if... Nope. Alright, so I'm at a loss of where to go, so I think I'm going to call it there. But this is awesome. This is cool. It actually plays well. I'm going to say it plays smoothly. It's kind of got a low frame rate to it, but you know what? It's still perfectly playable. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, and if you have a Dreamcast and you can get your hands on a copy of this, I'd recommend throwing it in there, playing around with it. It's kind of cool. It's awesome to have this type of game on the Dreamcast. So I'm going to call it there. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, you can find more content from us at thedailygoatshow.com. Also, feel free to subscribe, like the video, and check out everything else that we have going on.